Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are joining us from. This is Scribe Stories 2.0. I am excited to have everyone here. This is a pre-event conversation for Scribe Secrets 2.0, and we have had so many amazing authors so far on these conversations. They have been insightful. They have been so generous with even all the authors that have been here have been so generous with sharing and unpacking their journey with us. It has been such an amazing time, and I thank God for what He is doing through this event, through this season, through these conversations. My goodness, the person that we're having today is one of my beloved, most precious sisters and client as well. And it has just been a beautiful journey looking at her and, from the back end, because I've just I've been amazed at the way that her book journey has been. And I just really want to sit with her and let her unpack to us how in the world was she able to take just a little idea for a book. I remember when this thing just started, maybe it's going to be an ebook, maybe it's just going to be just very simple idea. And today we are talking about, if you see her book launch, like I was so impressed, the excellence, the execution. And these are the conversations that we're having, so that authors that have even if you're established or you're aspiring or you're in the middle of your writing journey, you can be able to see, because this is what happened with me as well. The first time that I was writing a book, my first book, The Birthing, um before I wrote the book, I remember how many book launches that I showed up for. It was a privilege of being around just to see and understand. And it was a picture of possibility for me and an aspiration, what I saw people do. And I'm like, I'm going to be able to do it. And today, it's not one book, it's not two books. We are writing more books. And I'm just super excited to have this conversation. And she's here. Let me add her to the stage. Welcome, 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 Coach T. Hi.
Yeah,
So good to have you here. How are you doing, Mama? How are you?
doing great. Awesome. Awesome.
Oh
It's
my
nice
God.
to be here. Super
Thank
excited.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I must say that you look very good, and
Mhm.
and, and I'm excited to have you here. This is just going to be like our conversations. Let me tell you guys. Hey, no, I have to say this.
Mhm.
God blessed me with destiny sisters. See, I'm telling you that I have this two, and she's one of them, two or three people that anything in my life that concerns vision that I want to execute on, I have to talk to them. I have to, at some point, I don't know how God did it. It was through unbundling that we met, and it has just been such a refreshing journey. We are in three different continents. But guess what? I don't know how we have been able to work it for the longest of time since 2022. And it's
Yeah.
been such an amazing journey. And that's why I really want to speak with her and, let her unpack for us and show us, you guys, this book was on TV. I want to know how. I want to know, how did you start from? Just I know how this book just started. I know the beginning. How did it go from this idea to this massive thing that you birthed so excellently, so beautifully? I'm very curious about that. So, but before we start, can you let the people that don't know you, haven't met you before, let them just tell us who you are and what you do.
Okay. Hello everyone, and
Ah,
super excited to be here with my sister. And yes, it's a sisterhood, and we are on three different time zones.
Yes.
It's always a blessing, and it's like when there is in the morning, I'm in the afternoon, and not at night.
That night. I know. Every time.
Every time, every single time. And I'm also grateful to God for the journey. And just like I had today, there's a shift that is actually ongoing in our lives. And
Shabata.
and
Yes.
I'm really grateful, and I'm grateful for everyone who is connected to this vision, and
Yes.
everyone who is able to glean from the abundance that God has made available as a result
Yes.
of his people, the people he has called, the assignment he has given, and the fact that they are able to yield to this call, regardless of whatever situations round about us. And
Yes.
thank you again for the opportunity to be here.
Thank
So
you
who am
too. Yes.
Okay, so I'm a mom of two amazing girls. I am also really passionate about mothers and their journey, and that actually led me to start Mothers Haven Network. So Mothers Haven Network currently is a platform that gives moms the the possibilities to actually
Mm.
embrace rest,
Okay.
optimize their performance, and basically excel in everything that they lay their hands upon.
Mm.
And outside of that, I also an entrepreneur. I run a
Yes.
shoplet, and I'm a great fan of Ankara fabric. And then I also have an Ankara bag outfit. And when I'm not that, I also support pediatrics and adolescents who live with HIV in Nigeria, and
Mm.
basically, and mothers as well. And that's the health part of me because I'm a pharmacist by profession. And
Profession.
yes, so basically, that's the all in one.
Ah, and when she's not doing that, she has shortlets. You guys, but see the kind of you see why I cannot even decide to play small in my life because the people that I'm surrounded by, they are not even joking with their lives at all. Like I'm not. It's not funny at all, and it's super inspiring to me. I love it. And the fact that you have been able to just be multi-influential and put in your hands in different things and still have this message of rest that you are embodying yourself. It's beautiful. Like, see, I'm still coming into that place because when I'm still on my journey. I'm still learning from her because when I'm in the season of execution, rest, I used to feel like rest is like I beg, nobody should disturb my life. So but it's super important because we don't want to burn out. We don't want to carry our visions and just then die on the road of executing the vision. We don't want to. We want to carry well. We want to do the will of God and do it well with spirit, soul, and body. And that's why I want to even find out how can you take us back to like the moment that this idea started to come to you, like when it first started to come to you to now document it into a book. What was happening in your life and that made you realize, okay, I have to write. I have to make sure that this thing is in a book.
Okay, so let me take you
Yes.
backstory. When I had my second, I'd already enrolled in a personal development program called Voyage to Growth Accountability Program by Tombra. And during was it the second or the third class, I had just had my baby. I was in the hospital, and then I joined the class.
Hmm.
And you know, my coach was she was like, "How?" you know, that just showed you how much I was really passionate about learning, how much I was passionate about growing, and also healing as well in my journey. And then one assignment that she gave us from that program was to write the biggest mistakes that happen in our sector. And in my own sector is mothers. So what are
Mm,
7 biggest mistakes that moms actually make? And I said,
mm.
okay, before I even go outside to ask other mothers, what are these
Yes,
mistakes I
I
myself
have
had
made.
in my own journey? And then I started to document one, two, three, and then it kept on going, and I easily got my 7. And it was really interesting that I did it in an ebook and
Mm,
called it "Mommy Mistakes." I just
mm,
left, and then I would speak to people around me, and then I keep hearing this feedback. You need to share your story. People
mm,
need to hear this message that you have, because I'm really passionate about mothers not just dumping their dreams, their visions, their assignments because we are carrying um, motherhood, the responsibilities of motherhood. The
mm.
interesting thing is that these children will grow up, they'll get married, they'll pack their
Mm.
load to your house.
At exit.
Yes, exit your house. And then you now begin the journey of self
Mm,
awareness, identity discovery.
mm, mm.
God will help you that at that point you are not adding healing through regrets in that process.
Exactly, my God.
So at that point in time, I realized that if there were ways that mothers can still be awesome as a mother and still carry their assignments with grace and rest,
Mm,
then it is possible. And then all of the learnings, like I mentioned, I have a lot of coaches in different areas of my life.
yes.
And it's what drove me into expanding the book from mommy mistakes into more
Mm,
for moms. So
awesome.
I moved from the place of what are my mistakes to what are my wins? What are the wins
Mm,
that helped me to achieve more? And then
yes.
I ensure that in every chapter, I loaded with different stories, different scenarios
Stories.
that
Yes.
happened to me, real life, not AI,
Mm.
not
Not
anything,
yes.
real life practical stories that actually happened. And the things I did, the wisdom I was able to get
Mm,
from God, from my teachers, and navigating through each of those scenarios in different aspects of my life. And that was where the more for moms came from. And then I realized that it's not enough to just know these things. You actually have to walk through it. And
yes.
that was what now led me to the journal, which is mom evolve. So you have to
Mm,
evolve into the place of more. Full stop.
my goodness. See, let me tell you. First of all, I need to actually highlight one of the things that you said in terms of motherhood, because for me, and I wrote it in my own book, I was scared of motherhood because of this. Because of the fact that you will feel like if you step into motherhood, that's it. Oh, hey, your rest of your life is
So
children.
you don't
That's
pack
all
your things.
your life. And for the longest time, I thought that, and because I did not actually have a lot of examples or pictures of possibility when it comes to motherhood around me. So it felt like that's probably what life for motherhood would look like. But I thank God for the journey that he genuinely, specifically put us through to make me see that there is so much more. I remember prophetic motherhood. That was how I encountered DDK. I remember it and how she just unpacked all those things. And interestingly for me, I hope you can hear me. I hope I'm not the one that is. No, okay, you can hear me, right? Okay. And interestingly for me, uh, it was when I now had my first child that everything just opened up. Like it looked like what? God was waiting for me, because let me tell you what I now came to understand, that motherhood is a gateway. Like motherhood is a gateway. It's being a mother. You don't know you have a womb. Your womb is a portal, and that portal is capable of carrying like you, your destiny. It's not just your child. You're actually being birthed through that process. You yourself is going through a birthing. And my God, everything about my life started like it was as if there was pre me and post me after motherhood. And then you touched on the fact that there was something you said about your own stories, like you are writing your own stories. It's not AI. Let me tell you, this is huge because we are now in a time and season where, and which is why I like the fact that the kind of people that I'm coaching or the kind of people that the people that we are talking to are people that are writing nonfiction books and in a way that they are infusing their own stories because this is what is going to make all the difference. It's not the tips and tricks. AI can give you all the tips and tricks in the world that you need. But what makes the transformation happens in your storytelling, in your vulnerability, in showing us. Because I remember getting a manuscript that the moment I opened the manuscript, I had to send this and I was like, please tell me what percentage of AI is in this thing because there's nothing for me to look at. We're all using we're all using, so we know like everyone is using it to a certain degree, so we can recognize these things. The only thing that makes the difference is your story. So you have to actually, that's the authenticity, that's the real message. The real message is in your story. And I thank God because I remember when you sent me the manuscript, the first manuscript, and I would really like you to just touch on that a little bit. Like, and you asked me to just look at it and review. And I did my honest review and sent it back to you. You guys, when Coach T sent me the updated version, I was like, is it me? Is this me? Or am I the one that created this? I was even questioning my abilities. Like it was like wow, how did all this happen? So I just really wanted you to touch on it a little bit, like when I reviewed the manuscript and gave it back, what did you do? How did you feel? What did you do?
Okay, so it's easy to laugh now, but at when I saw your bill, no, your bill was quite lengthy, and I
Yes.
was like, hmm, let me keep this first. How it come back, and then I'll come back to this, and then I picked on your feedback line by line. You know,
Wow.
it was so interesting to the point that I called one of my friends, and I was like, if you see what my coach said to me. I know. I'm like, wow. But there's one thing that has always guided me in my journey is embracing feedback and
Oh my goodness.
embracing
Yeah.
feedback from people that God has placed in authority over you at every point in time. And
Mm.
that point in time, you were not my friend, you were not my sister, you were my coach, and
Yes.
you are in that place of authority. And God literally used you, to support me through that process. And then I picked on as what made me to now sit with the chapter much more closely. First of
Mm.
all, just like you mentioned about authenticity and
Yes.
vulnerability, to I had put some of my stories, but it made me go back and also begin to see, God, what small experiences
Mm.
have I been through that
Mm.
mothers reading this will glean breakthroughs, freedom, and transformation from. So
Mm.
that was the first place for me. So I first of all had to go back and try to get remember some of those experiences because a lot of things happen to you and you just move on through it, not
Yes.
knowing that is an answer for someone. And then
Mm.
that was the first thing that happened. I went back to do that. Then secondly, I had just loaded everything, jammed it together, and
Mm.
then you emphasize how it was important to further break it down into
Mm.
smaller chunks that people can consume part time and understand the flow. And I did that as well. And also, walking the book from end to end. That was another thing that
Yes.
from
Yes.
end to end. So I did that and I went back again to the feedback that you shared with me. And I made sure that line for line, I had implemented everything. And I knew
Wow.
that by the time I was sending it back to you, I wanted to just get it's good.
No, I was mind blown. I will not even lie to you. I was. And it showed me, it validated me, first of all. And then it showed me the importance of, see, the execution in the journey of doing whatever you are doing. Like, you could have just said, I beg, because like I said, we are friends, we are sisters, but in that context, it was a coaching experience. So you could have just said, I beg, goodness, is gonna have too much, gonna have wahala. But you did not see it that way. You didn't. You actually went and executed on it. And this is why I'm big on coaching, because you're the one that is in your box. You're the one that is, you're the one inside the box. You need somebody to tell you what is on the box. It's your life experience. You may not really see it clearly, but when somebody just pick point something that you'll be like, oh my God, I did not even see it that way. I am big on coaching, and I am forever a student of submitting myself to be coached on any level. So I was very impressed, and I think that it is that posture and that ability to execute and that willingness to just do excellent work that has created the kind of continue to create the kind of results that you're having. Because how did we now go from, okay, we're launching a book to TV interviews and Arise TV coming to the launch? Like, please tell us how that happened though, so that people will know. Because this thing, you will understand that it may look like you're just doing one little thing, but if you have context, understanding of the fact, especially for me, I'm passionate about the fact that it is for faith-driven people. So Temitope's book is for mothers. And she did not, there was no, you will not read it and be seeing Jesus is Lord inside. But she is powered by a spirit. I know, because she's my friend. I'm not telling you, there's something that is undergirding this assignment that she is working on. And so for us, because of that, I really want to, I wish you can share a little bit, like, what has been the journey from the point of we're now ready to launch. What are some of the big things or the encounters, or even the God moments since this journey started?
Wow. Um, it's been when it's now that I know that there's positive overwhelm in terms of
That's a first for me. A positive overwhelm. Wow.
I have been overwhelmed with gratitude in my heart with
Hmm.
with the dimension that this book has opened for me on so many levels. I'll start with your question on the TV and all. So first of all, the instruction was I can't remember how I got there. Was to do it fast,
Mhm.
and then the fast started. And when you just fast, I can't remember if it was before our call. I think our call came first. You asked me to make sure I have affirmations. You know,
Mm,
you asked me to have the plan, the launch
mm.
plan, and
Yes.
then yes, there were specific instructions that you gave me that
Mm,
they I started to run with them. And just like you said, it's one thing to write a book. It's another thing for the book to carry the spirit and the message of God in it.
Yes.
And that was where it started from. And then by the second day of the fast, someone just reached out to me and saying there is an opportunity for you to be featured, to feature your book on TVC. And I started screaming because it was clearly the hand of God. It was clearly.
Yes.
I had not even finished recovering from that. And then a colleague of mine is saying, you can also have your arise at your lunch. And I'm
Wow.
like, wow, like this is how it used to be.
I know that feeling. I know that feeling.
This is how it used to be. I've not even gone for the TVC interview and you're already talking arise at
Sorry,
your
can you,
lunch.
your mic, yeah, is a little bit, can it be
Yes.
louder?
Is it better now?
I think
Can
it
you
is. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. So I was saying that I had not even recovered from the opportunity to feature my book on TVC. And then I'm already hearing another one for Arise at the book
Mm,
launch. And then I was, I was still basking in that. And let me even give another inside gist. When you had already calculated that, okay, I'm going to dedicate, this amount of funding for
mm,
the book launch and
mm,
everything.
mm.
And then and a few days to the launch, the savings finished.
Oh, wow. Ah,
And then I'm like, okay, good. What's happening? So I said, okay, this is what's going to happen. This is the
mm,
dimension we're gonna go. Before any vendor reaches out to me to make
mm.
payment, you would provision would have entered the account preceding that request.
Hey,
I would
amen.
I would not have to beg, I would not have
Yes,
to borrow, and
yes,
then all the requirements will be settled.
amen. Wow.
My sister, the hand of God, I've not
Mm,
seen it like this before.
mm.
There are times that you would need to provoke that faith. Situations will
Yes.
happen for you to be in that space that
Mm,
you will hold God like you have never
mm.
held him before. And you're not even just going to hold him for funding, you're going to hold him for every dimension. Another prayer I kept praying, another affirmation was to make sure that every mother, every woman in that room was going to go home with an answer, was
Mm,
going to go home with something that will inspire them, that will trigger them to get to their next level.
mm.
Wherever level you are
Yes,
moving to
to the
next.
next.
That was another agreement that I had with God, because it wasn't going to be a usual launch. It was
Yes,
going to be a meeting that provides answers, a
yes.
meeting that provides freedom for mothers, a meeting that validates them that what I have is enough and I'm confident to move with it with God on my side. I know,
Mm.
just like you were saying that you don't have to write Jesus is Lord in your book. It was the
Yes.
same thing that happened at the launch.
You
Every
see?
speaker kept tying answers, testimonies to the fact that you have to be connected to God.
Yes.
I did not even ask anybody to do that. But naturally, God began to move.
Mm.
And even one of the speakers said it there that she got two answers for things
Wow.
that had been on her mind just from sitting right in that room.
Wow.
So basically, one amazing thing had been that the fact that from that call that we had, It
Mm,
further re-emphasized and reorientated my mind, not to
mm.
just even approach the book as just a book, but as a
Yes,
tool for
yes,
spiritual transformation, for
yes,
physical transformation, radical
yes.
transformation, financial transformation across the life of everyone that comes in contact with it. So
This is
that was the testimony.
wow. Oh my goodness. See, thank you, Lord, because I know what is going on. Coach T, I know what's happening. And the people that are aligning, the thing is, I can see it clearly. The people that are aligning, I'm seeing their own lives just blossom. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. God is genuinely raising scribes in different industries, in different spaces, with through books that will become tools of encounter, tools of transformation. And and because we want, like, it's not just a religious, it's about kingdom. It's not just a religious, we're not, it's not church that we're speaking to. You are talking about motherhood and, you know, us mothers becoming more. It is the possibility of that is in God. And even though you may have talked about like the mistakes and all the things, you see how God is just using it as a tool. I'm excited for us. I'm very, very excited for us. I'm very, very excited for everyone that is in this season of birthing a book, partnering with God to birth a book. And like we just mentioned, it doesn't have to be you saying Jesus is Lord. Jesus is Lord is there's Jesus is Lord as a as the reality of salvation. There's Jesus is Lord as an ideology, a mindset. And it's that mindset that he wants to infuse through your book into engineering, into making cars, into baking, into whatever that mindset. He wants to institute his will, his his plans for his children across the world. And I thank God for the privilege of knowing and seeing examples consistently, confirmations through the people that he has put around me. My goodness. Thank you so much for sharing. Another thing that you mentioned that I needed to highlight is consecration. Hey, I've been hearing this thing from the beginning. The need for you to receive your own instruction. We're not saying that, okay, it's a must that you must fast if you're going to launch a book. There's no rule book for that. The rule is that you have to be able to put your ears down and receive your own personal instruction for what the Lord wants you to do around this assignment, this message that He has given you in at each level. When you're conceiving, there is work to do with him. When you're producing the book, there's work. Then when you're presenting it, launching it, there's also a degree of work and how he wants you to do it. And it's on you to partner with him on that level and receive what is yours. My goodness, thank you. So I want you to touch on, like, how do you see more for moms? Like, what are you seeing? What are you discerning, like, the future looks like for this book now, or for what you're for this assignment, so that we can plug in. You guys, you have to be plugged in.
Okay, I'm going to touch back on our call again. There are a
Yeah.
lot of things that came out from our conversation,
Hmm.
the call that we had, and you also
Yes.
asked the
Sorry,
question.
let me clarify. So after, different from reviewing her manuscript, we had like a clarity call, a positioning call, and that's the call that she is referring to. Okay, so go ahead.
Okay, and then you asked me the same question. What do I see with the book? And to be quite honest, at that point in time, all I saw was the book launch. all I saw was the book launch. And, one beautiful thing that even also happened was, I said the number of copies I wanted to print, especially for the journal. I was
Yes.
telling my friend that everything had been sold, and now I'm having to reprint more journals.
Are you seeing? Are you seeing your life? Are you seeing your life? Sold out, oh, you guys, sold out. Oh, we should add it to the bio. Sold out author, sold out scribe. My goodness.
I said, I should have increased the quantity. Oh.
Mm, mm.
But the beautiful thing is, we kept talking about and then I said, okay, we would have city tours and all. And the day Amazon sent confirmation for the book, because the book is also on Amazon Kindle.
Mm,
Yes, I was on a call with my friend who visited another friend in Canada. And she
mm.
was like, are you not going to do the launch in Canada as well? I said, my coach has
Ah,
already seen it. My coach has seen it. I'm coming.
I love it. Hey, you guys, we are
I
going somewhere.
Yes, so we are going. I said my coach has said it, and yes, we are coming. We are coming,
Wow.
and definitely, and that's really how it happens. Once you can see a thing,
Yes.
reality is really not so far from it.
Yes. Oh, yes.
And just like I also say, once you put a pen and paper to something, especially for me, there's almost nothing that I have written on paper and handed over to God. It may take time, but it always comes true. It's just a
Yes.
magical thing. It's just a
Wow.
God thing. It always
Yes.
comes true. So yes, for more 4 months, we're definitely going to be having city tours, not just in Nigeria but across the globe. And
Wow.
yes, and I'm also looking at commencing what I'm looking at calling probably the More for Moms conversation series.
Okay.
So yeah, so basically this is the stories from the voices of sisters like you, for
Yes.
example.
Yes.
When I'm the one saying the story, it could look as if I'm arranging it.
Mm,
But when you hear it from people who are close to me, who walk the path with me,
mm.
it's and seeing it from their own eyes,
Eyes. Yes.
it's also going to have this radical change as well, because I keep hearing people need to hear your story. So it's
Yes.
not just going to stop at end words in the book. We're also going to take it out there, keep talking about it, because really,
Yes.
moms really need to embrace the concept of more. Moms really
Yes.
need to embrace the concept of rest. I was so
Yes.
intentional about rest that the day before my event, for me, part of rest is going to spa. For someone else, it may just be sleep. So I made sure that I went the evening
Wow.
before,
Yes.
because I must practice what I preach. I must
Preach.
show up relaxed. I must show up also ready to glean from the blessings that comes or that came with the launch. And that is what happened to me. So I'm not just launching for others, I'm also launching and receiving for
Yes.
myself.
Woo.
So, okay.
Amazing. Amazing. You guys, I'm taking that one home. That's my take home assignment. I don't know about you. We are going to do this thing gracefully. Any assignment, we will do it well. We will do it beautifully. We will execute because there's actually grace. There's actually
Yes,
wisdom. There is,
yes,
and God has raised up people to remind us consistently that we can do this and we can do it well. Wow. Thank you so much. We're going to be my final question. My final question. As we are rounding this off, I want you to please advise my people. We have a lot of authors, aspiring authors, writers, people that they haven't even started to think about book writing, but they are writing, but they've not imagined that, me too, I can write book. Oh. They haven't even started to think about it along those lines. I want you to, what advice would you give to other authors who sense that, okay, there's a message, there's a story, but I don't know. I'm not sure I'm the one. I can't do this.
Okay, so I'll start with another backstory. For me, writing started from Instagram. When I started talking about postpartum depression and all, and I kept evolving into personal growth, and then now into the message of rest and peak performance. So whatever you have in your hand starts with it. It
Good.
includes writing. It includes writing. It's interesting that last year was a very challenging year for me at work, and how I grew or how I managed that process was through writing. I
Mm,
went on LinkedIn, and then sis, I was going through a lot at work,
mm,
a lot. And I
mm,
will go on LinkedIn and I will write about that lot in a way
mm.
that you will not know the backstory.
The professional speak of the lot.
And I will convert it into learnings. I think there was
Mm,
even one I wrote about the pain of a hard worker or the smart worker. You know,
mm.
where I arranged everything and all the learnings and all the boundaries and I'm like, even if you read it, you won't be able to come
Wow.
for me.
Yes.
But
Yes.
you know, I kept doing consistently.
Mm.
And then it was one of the things that gave me that boldness to be able to go for the book itself. And that was why you'll see me. I first of all did the ebook, The Mommy Mistakes,
Yes.
because
Yes.
it's gradual.
It's a
Do the small,
process. Yes.
it's a process. So do the one you can right now and then grow going on. One of my colleagues at work asked me, how were you able to write a book in the
Mm.
midst of this our work? And I say I've been writing this thing for at least almost a year. Because if you
Right.
add the thing I used to write mommy mistakes, then from mommy
Yes.
mistakes more for moms, it is at least a year. But you don't actually have to wait for a year. While mine was a year, it was because I was also running other things. I run annual retreats for
Yes.
my mother's haven. I run programs and then I have businesses. So it is my public holidays that
Mm.
I sit down my public holidays. I sit down when I'm on annual leave and I work
Mm.
on my vision and I work on the book. And interestingly, I also did the formatting, the editing, everything. I did it myself. So I'm not saying you should do that because I
Wow.
enjoy doing it. So
Right.
I just did it. So
My
basically,
goodness.
that's why mine took that long. So
That long. Mm.
yes, you don't have to take that long. You just have to determine if it's 30 minutes every day, 15 minutes
Mm.
every the little drops of water eventually make a mighty ocean, and then I'll be at your book launch if you invite me.
Yes, I love it. Amazing. Amazing. See, let me tell you, you just confirmed one of the things that I feel is very fundamental in your journey as a writer, an author, a scribe. You cannot wake up one morning, you've not written anything before, and then you think that just you now become an author overnight. It doesn't happen. Every single person, if you've listened to these scribe stories and even previous conversations prior to now, every single person started somewhere. For me, it was blogging from 2017. I have been blogging since I was blogging and blogging, and it was through blogging that um, I started the idea for a book came, and which is why that's one of my big uh, assignments post Scribe Secrets, because now, like, in the SOR community, we're a lot more. I really want to drill down on, especially for those people, even for those that have written books, because you will continue to write. I still write. I'm still you will the writing is a lifelong event, but it's a skill that you have to hone. You have to pay attention to, it grows, it becomes better as you're using it. And you can leverage in a smart and amazing and beautiful ways. As you learn, you can leverage what is available to us today in terms of chat gpt and all of that in an ethical and responsible way, that all of us will not see that you're we will not see that you're just wasting our time. But the point is that I really want to I really want to make sure that we build a habit around writing as much as we can, and just make sure that you're putting in the work, because it helps you to think clearly. It helps you to articulate your thoughts. It helps you to just really, really see what is working and what's not. If you're not journaling already, start journaling. That's a kind of writing. Then you start journaling and writing through blogs, through Instagram, through LinkedIn. They are all different kinds of writing, but the point is we must write. And like she mentioned, we are all in different seasons and times of our lives. So maybe you cannot write every day, but you look at your life architecture and you can see the times and the that you can plug in. You may not write every day, but you have a time frame that you can just do a lot of work and do it in a bulk, bulk the thing, writing sessions together. And then you start to, after that time, you continue with your work and you're just pushing out what you've already put together. But the point is, you will look at your own life architecture and see what works and see where you can make sure that you plug in your writing systems so that you can be able to push out. Because the truth is that if we cannot love the things that you're already writing outside, like I know how her LinkedIn is buzzing. Like if we are not loving the things that you're writing free, is it the one that is in a book that will be excited to buy? We will not. Do you see? My goodness, this has been such an amazing conversation. Thank you. Thank you so much, Coach T. Thank you for your work. Thank you for the beautiful things that you have birthed. Thank you for this just being a picture of possibility for us. Thank you for even sitting into your own life. Thank you for the way you show up, and show up for not just for yourself but for others. We don't take you for granted. We appreciate you. I personally do not take you for granted. I appreciate you from the depths of my heart, and I thank you for this wonderful conversation. Okay, so have a
Yeah.
wonderful time.
Thank you so much. It's a great honor to be here as well.
Awesome. For those that are not aware, make sure that you follow her on Instagram, get the book. Please, quickly, where can we find you? Where can we find all the things that you are doing? Where can we quickly find you? Let them know yourself.
All right. So yes, the book More for Moms is on Amazon Kindle, as I said, and then also on Instagram, Mothers Haven Network. You can send a DM, and then we'll send you the seller link to also
Yeah.
buy the book as well. And then also our website is www.mothershavennetwork.com. Double N. Mothers
Okay.
Haven. Yes.
Mothers Haven Network. You
Yeah.
heard it here. Make sure that you are going to find Mothers Haven Network and follow her on Instagram. Get the book. I've read that book and it's an amazing book. I'm not saying it because she's my friend. It's an amazing book. It's a beautiful book. So get it, follow her on Instagram, and just plug in, because we're going from here to cities around the world. Don't dull us.
No.
Okay. God bless you. Take care. Have a wonderful, wonderful time. And before we end this, I'm going to be encouraging us, if you have not registered for Scribe Secrets 2.0, make sure that you are registered. Listen, we are going to be having such an amazing time. I can tell you for free, because at the back end, if you know what's happening at the back end, fire is going to follow. It's going to be such an encounter. It's going to be such a beautiful experience. I know without a shadow of doubt that anyone that will be coming into, that will be there live, especially, and I encourage everyone that will register, or if you have already registered, to make room, start planning. Start planning. We showed you on Instagram. If make sure you're following on Instagram, you're following the Birthing Bootcamp, you're following me on Instagram, the way that you can start to prayerfully plan, because this is without any shadow of doubt a movement. This is something that the Lord is putting together for his children right now, because he is raising scribes, he is raising authors, he is raising writers, employees of his media house, people that would partner with him so that they can be able to download specific words, specific assignments, and disseminate it. He's given us strategies. He's given us blueprints of how we can actually take a message, a simple message, and work with it in a very short time and make it into a movement. I'm telling you, oh my goodness, I'm telling you that there is a way to do it. And he is opening up the blueprint for me. There's a message to movement blueprint. And then he's going to use all the amazing people that he has already planned, to all the amazing authors that are coming, to confirm, to open up. You will not leave that conference or that event the same. I can assure you. I can assure you. So make sure you're registered. Make sure that you're planning. Book out 6 p.m. on the 10th, 6 p.m. West African time on the 10th of October, and 10 a.m. on the 11th of October. Book out that, put it in your schedule, book out that time, and just come with expectation, come with excitement, come because you know that something is about to hit you and you can never remain the same. Thank you so much for all the people. We still have one more conversation of Scribe Stories, the one that we couldn't do yesterday. By the grace of God, I hope that we'll be able to have and sit with Dara tomorrow by God's grace. Otherwise, we can always find a time to reschedule. But this is the final week. We're stepping into the final few days before Scribe Secrets. So share, crusade with us. Let everybody know that they should sound the alarm and bring in your friends, your partners, your family members, anyone that is a visionary. Because the truth is that this is not just about writing. There's a word for visionaries here, because if you're a visionary, there's a message that you have. And God wants to teach us how we can take that little message, that big message, and make it into a movement. God bless you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.